Hamilton mayoral candidate Bob Bratina has never been a fan of the LRT for the city, but he says when it's built, the operation and maintenance of it should be done entirely by HSR employees. Riders and other local candidates weighed in on the controversial topic today. At the MacNab bus terminal today, mayoral candidate Bob Bratina called himself the transit mayor and unveiled some of his transit plan if elected. And it was all about the LRT.
So Hamilton will be responsible for annual operating and maintenance costs, which will be in the tens of millions of dollars. And the only way I feel to manage these costs is to operate the LRT ourselves.
It's no secret Bratina was not a fan of the LRT in Hamilton, but he's past that now.
Everyone knows where I stood on the LRT project, but I am a realist. And council has voted to move forward with the LRT.
He says HSR and the Amalgamated Transit Union must operate and maintain the LRT in Hamilton.
A private sector company should not be profiting off of our public transit.
When you start contracting that kind of stuff out, you really do lose, and we have a great group of workers who are already serving Hamiltonians, many of them for decades now, and we need to respect that.
Former Ontario NDP leader and current mayoral candidate Andrea Horwath says she's felt the same way for years. Candidate Keanin Loomis agrees it makes sense to integrate LRT into the whole HSR system, but says it should come down to what's best for Hamilton.
Well, I think the best operator possible should be running it, and my understanding is that ATU and HSR will have the opportunity to be a part of the bid, and if they are the best operator, if that's what we get the best value for as taxpayers here in Hamilton, then they should obviously be the ones to be able to operate that.
HSR riders we spoke with here at the MacNab terminal agree with Bob Bratina that the operation of the LRT should remain in-house.
I think it should be HSR. It's affecting Hamilton in the long run, and I still think there's going to be a lot of congestion.
I would prefer the city.
Why?
Because that is the community, right? So I would prefer the city will run for it.
I'd say the Hamilton Transit Union. I mean, I use the HSR, works pretty great for me. So if the LRT just ends up being an extension of that, then that's awesome.
Bratina also announced today that he'd undertake a complete review of management within the first 100 days if elected.